It is the Three Guys Talking Ball podcast, back again for another week. We have all three of us together again. One guy has a little more weight on his finger compared to the other two here. It is the post-wedding edition of the podcast. Ethan just got married on Saturday to his lovely wife, Hannah. She is now a Price. The Price is Right. I have a coaster that says so, and it made it back to me in North Dakota.
I forgot to get my coaster.
What? You didn't grab one?
Fuck! No, I forgot.
Grant went full dummy. He forgot to grab a coaster.
Damn it.
The price is wrong for him.
It is. And it's upsetting because it could match my coaster that I have down here that Ethan gave me before.
It could.
Which coaster I gave you before?
This one right here, Ethan.
Oh yeah, the best man one. There you go.
The best man one.
Which I am drinking out of the Don't Panic. I'm a professional wedding usher cup today.
So that actually is a great cup.
It is.
Thank you. It was a great day. It was a tremendous day. The weather wasn't horrible. It could always be. It's always a gamble if you decide to have a wedding in November in the Midwest. It could be snowy. It could be sunny. It could be windy. But for the most part, it felt like it was a really nice day, and it was a fun day. Great. Grant had a great best man speech. Killed it. I do have to ask, I want to make sure I heard this right, that and for the rest of the audience to know, but I do recall that you said in your speech that you had to deal with a roommate who kept telling you guys to be quiet because he was studying so much. Did I hear that correct in the speech, Grant?
So, Dylan, that was the joke. Remember when we were at Ethan's place at the Tea Lofts? Was it the Tea Lofts?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's right. I forgot
that moment. that moment. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the Seahawks were playing, and I made a joke, and we got yelled at. Well, I got yelled at.
You got yelled at.
I got yelled at.
I can't remember who was playing, but I do remember him freaking out.
Freaked out.
You should have a real major or something like that, or you do your sports and blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to – I'm actually studying. I can't remember what it was, but I remember. It was very funny.
Oh, it was funny. And, that was the same day where, if you remember, guys, the first time we uttered as a group of three together in an NFL game that he should put the fork down because
that is true.
Some fat lineman got hurt. And I said it before to Dylan in a text for a college game. And then I can't remember who was playing, but some 300-pounders on the ground.
Packers Bills. It was Packers Bills.
Fuck, you're right. Again,
I knew it was a Packers player.
Yes. Let's say it was TJ Lang. He's on the ground, like grabbing his knee in serious pain. And Ethan just goes, put the fork down, fatty.
And I said it was funny because he was fat.
Yes.
I know you said that at one point.
Yeah, you said that a lot too. And then I think maybe after that, Ethan said it. Oh, you should just put the fork down. Oh God, that was hilarious. And then that same day, that's when we got yelled at by that guy too.
Yes, that was when you made a comment that we cannot repeat on here.
No, I cannot.
That one of sometimes I just randomly think about that quote, Grant, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. But it was a tremendous day. Didn't win anything at the casino, unfortunately, but nonetheless, it was a great day. It was great to be together again.
Also, Dylan, we didn't lose $100 on roulette like Jeff did. So we have that going.
That is true. That is true.
In 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes.
4 spins. In 4 spins.
Yes. I went to the bathroom and all of a sudden he was wild. I was like, "You're done already?" He's like, "Yeah, it didn't go as planned."
He bet black every single time and pissed it away.
Hey, when you go black, you never go back. You can't blame them.
It's true.
It's true. But Ethan, it was your day, so we'll let you talk about it a little bit. How did you day from your perspective? Everything go as smooth as and as planned as it could?
Yeah, honestly, it did. Granted, I'm going to call the girls out. Showing up 30 minutes late. How could they? Right? Like, are you kidding me? But
what would have happened if you would have shown up 30 minutes late?
Oh, if you would have showed up 3 minutes late.
There might not be a wedding. Like, it's just say it what it is. You never know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, it went about as well as you could have asked for, to be honest. Like, you have all your best friends there, people that actually matter. You don't really realize until the day of, like, this is actually like a big thing. Like, to me, it was just another day. But once you're actually in the moment, you're there, you see all of them. Like, yeah, that's why I choked up a little bit when I was actually doing my little speech. Like, I didn't think I would. It never happened before. But then you get everyone right there. You're looking at them, you're thanking them, and it's different. So, yeah, it was an amazing day. It's the one day in your life that you're probably you're not probably you are. It's all about you. Like, we can't really say that many times in our life, and to have that day, it's special. So it was fun. Yeah, I appreciate everyone that was there, including you too.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan, it is though, because Ethan's better than both of us, right, Grant?
Well, yes, and he's made it known many times, and this only makes that statement just that much bigger and that much more true.
Correct. I think this is the first wedding, because there was a lot of hype and a lot of things that I was going to get out of control. But this might be the first wedding that at the end of the night, all of my clothes were still on my body.
Yeah. No,
you did.
I was telling Hannah this. I was like, there was like a 30-minute window where, like, every single time I saw Stetson, there was less clothes. I was like, if he takes his shirt off, Dylan's shirt's going to be off right after. I guarantee it.
You can't rule that out. It was.
Man, they were awesome, though.
They were.
They were good.
I also got a free beer at the wedding too. I don't think you guys knew that.
How'd you do that?
But so this was after I don't remember which number I was on. I lost count. Hopefully somebody was able to keep count for me.
All we know, Dylan, is the mountains were blue.
Yeah. The mountains were blue. Yes,
the mountains were blue. That's all that matters.
And I went to go get a beer, and I made a joke to the bartender. I was like, "So, do they have like a deal? If you buy 10, you get the 11th free?" And she's like, "Yeah, I bet you would wish that." And then she's like, "Oh, you're gonna pay with card. I accidentally put you down as cash. You do get a free one." I was like, "All right, sweet."
That's
and
awesome.
actually, Dylan, you got 2 free beers on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because there was another time Jeff and I went up to get another drink, and I was gonna get yours. I was gonna be a good friend, and Jeff goes, "Oh no, the best man's not paying for any drink tonight." He goes, "We're getting this around for everyone." So Jeff got the tab for him, Jenna, you, and me. And when I came over for the Coors, that was on Jeff. So technically, you got 2 beers free on Saturday.
Wow! Shout out, Jeff.
I didn't actually wait for a drink, to be honest. When right after the ceremony, we went back down into like the groom's suite or whatever and just hung out for a few minutes. They had they had one way there, and then we come out of there and finish that one, whatever. Jeff then gets me a nooner, and then we go upstairs to dinner. They have another one waiting there for us.
Was that your old fashioned?
Yeah, they had a booner sitting up there waiting for us. And then people brought me like 2 more seltzers. I don't even know who brought them. No clue. They just handed them to me. And then Cade bought me a drink, and that was that. That was about it.
Yeah, well, Ethan, you and I played the game of musical seltzers, because after the ceremony, during the social hour, you had one, and then you and Hannah had to go outside for your, was it sunset pictures or pictures after the ceremony?
Yeah, the 1 minute all day the sun was out.
Yes, perfect timing. And then Sam was like, he's not coming back. Finish this. So I said, okay, sure, I'll drink this. And then after dinner, I went up and got one. And then I was like, oh, here, Ethan, you need a drink. And that's when me, you, and Jeff and Jenna were talking. And then you just disappear halfway across the event center. And I'm like, well,
sure.
I lost my drink. But then Jenna goes, I don't want this one. Here, take mine. So I finished hers. So we played a game of just musical high noons, and we all ended up still having a beverage.
It was
Look at
kind of
that.
funny. Hannah's like, the last 2 weddings we've been at, you've been on the dance floor the whole time, and this one you haven't been, like, at all at our own wedding. And I was like, because I'm talking to everyone. There's like 80 people I got to talk to. So it's hard. Like, but just being able to connect with that many people, a lot of them I haven't seen in a while. So that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got a really cool photo. I don't know if you guys met Ryan. He worked with me at Target. But
I did real quick, Ethan.
You did meet Ryan? Also,
I met Ryan.
Josh was
Maybe.
outside. I don't know where Josh went. Yeah, we walked out and Josh walked out there and he took a photo. It's me and Ryan just like arm in arm, just like he's saying bye. But yeah, you can see us through the window outside. So it was probably the coolest photo I've seen so far.
I think you shared that with us.
Did I? I might have.
Or maybe you shared it with a different group. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I know exactly what picture you're talking about, Ethan.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
But well, and Ethan, I hope you never get married again.
Thank you. Hope so too.
Yep. Yeah. But since we were all preoccupied this weekend, we are going to skip the weekend recap of the show here, and we're just going to skip into the NFL and college football week 10 and 11 previews here. So in fashion, I also, boys, do have helmets. So and we'll see if you guys are able to figure this one out with the first pick of the Three Guys Talking Ball draft. The first pick is going to be Ethan in the Chargers helmet.
Chargers helmet?
Chargers helmet, yes. We'll see if you can catch on.
Okay. Okay.
The second pick,
I think I got this.
Is going to be Cardinals, so me.
Yep, I figured it out. Each team's last loss.
Last team we lost to.
Yep.
The Bills.
So Dylan, Grant's going to be the Bills.
Show me that Bills helmet. There it is.
You thought you were going to be sneaky, you loser.
Maybe I thought so.
I was able to pick it up right away. And then when he threw the Cardinals helmet, I was like, okay, yep. After watching that offensive performance on Monday, I'd throw that helmet too.
I didn't even finish watching. After the Cardinals went down and scored to start the second half, I was like, I felt like Grant watching an Iowa football game where it was like, nope, I don't need to watch any more of this because I know how this story is. This is the second time that the Cardinals had made me turn off a Monday Night Football game when they've played the Cowboys. It also happened in 2020, I remember. But yeah, that was an abysmal performance and one that I don't care to talk about. But we did get Quentin Williams, we did get Logan Wilson, so we basically back and going to be in the Super Bowl. So we have that going for us in theory. But fun fact: Logan Wilson's grandma lives across the street from my grandma. Actually, a fun fact Friday on a Tuesday. I might. I'll see what strings I can pull.
Recorded on a Wednesday, released on Thursday.
Recorded on a Wednesday, released. Well, technically, it's released today on YouTube.
I guess.
Yeah, because we are live on Wednesday. So Grant, we'll start in the NFL.
Dylan, question for you. Logan Wilson.
Yes.
University of Wyoming, right?
The University of Wyoming, yes.
Let's go.
Kidding.
Yes. Also a good friend of Scott Maher and teammate of Josh Allen. Isn't it funny how like we're all interconnected somehow?
So
We're-
vicariously,
we're
we
just-
somehow know Josh Allen.
I'm glad you brought that up, Grant, because there was a time, this was right after Scott moved back to Dickinson, and we were kind of catching up. We were talking, and it was in 2017. It was when Wyoming was having a good year, and there was talk about potentially him getting drafted, and
That was the
I was
year
like,
that I-
oh, yeah, that was yep.
He was so
And
impressive. Holy shit.
That was like he didn't complete a lot of passes, but he had some just wow throws, and if he had a
He had
good
one.
receivers, it might have been.
He had one. God, it was at like his 34, 35 yard line on the run, rolling out to his right, chucks it all the way to the end zone, right in his receiver's hands. The DB's all over him. And at that point, I was like, this guy's a first round pick. Like, that's not a throw people can make just randomly. Like, and he had, so like you said, he had some hype already coming into the year, but that really just sold it for me. I was like, yep, this dude's going to be a stud.
But anyways, we were talking, and I'm like, so what's he like? Is he a good dude? Is he cool? And he's like, yeah, he's has some a little bit of immaturity about him, but he's a college kid. He's our age. Just tell him what's up. And he takes out his phone and he sends him a Snapchat, and it's me doing this to Josh Allen. So at some point, if Josh Allen and I ever cross paths, I'm going to ask him if he remembers the time Scott Maher sent him a Snapchat of my face going like this to see if he remembers that. So
tickets.
yeah. So yes, Josh Allen has seen my face before.
Nice.
You know what? He probably laughed it off and said, "Who's this ugly dude right here in front of me?"
Yeah. Little does he know he's got a podcast, and my if I'm gonna be a fan of him or not, and can torment him for forever is dependent on that.
Into this day, Dylan, Josh Allen still has as many Super Bowl appearances as you do. So you and
Correct.
him are practically the same.
We are.
He also has as many wins as first Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs as you do.
That is also correct.
And 2 more losses in the AFC Conference Championship game.
Wow.
Yeah, he does.
What a fluke.
So is Dylan better than Josh Allen?
People are talking.
Probably. There's very few people that are better than me, Grant. We know that, though.
Well, and I'm on record by saying and texting you that you are better than me.
Yes.
So I am 3 of 3 on this podcast, and if Ethan
I believe that is still
in the background, I would be 4 of 3.
Great moment here. Karl Anthony Towns tries to drive, shoves his elbow right in the neck of Nasri, gets called for an offensive foul, and then goes at the refs. A tale as old as time. What a loser.
Let's see here if my Twitter my Twitter my background photo still is my reaction to meeting you was just like Barkley in '93. This is the first time I'll admit someone is better than me.
You kept that all these years, and you still kept it.
I still have it. Yeah. Well, might be just I'm just too lazy to change it.
That could be it too. But still, it's still there. Luckily, my name's not on there, so people can't see it. Where they're like, "Holy shit, who's this loser who admitted that Dylan's better than them?"
Well, I mean, they know that though.
Yeah, but they don't need to know that it's specifically me.
Yeah, they can put 2 and 2 together though.
Fine. That's just unfortunate.
Which also we haven't even discussed the fact that Grant, instead of holding his phone like this for an hour or 2 hours at a time, he's got use of both arms now.
Let's go, boys.
After we recorded an in-person episode last week, he now has a second tripod in that home. Hi, what's up, Alec?
He's probably in like some of those.
We know it's not you, Grant.
My personality is too nice.
That he can record, and he doesn't have to hold his phone, and he doesn't have a sore arm. Well,
it's already sore, but it's not sore.
Yeah. Why is that?
My forearm might not be as big since I'm not holding my phone up, but it's still fairly big if you know what I'm saying. And it's just the right hand. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's true. But we will start in the NFL for Week 10 here. What is Ethan, the freshly married man? What is your game of the week here for Week 10?
Honestly, it's a game that not many people probably had circled coming into the year, but I think they're combined like 13-4. Patriots Bucks.
Damn it, that was my pick.
Oh, sorry, Grant, but Drake May playing like a top 5 quarterback right now with very mediocre receivers, I may add, and really just offensive weapons in general. A 31-year-old Diggs and a Ramondre Stevenson leading the way, which is kind of unheard of. Plus a very spotty offensive line. But
is he out this year? I think I heard, or this game I heard
he's
Ramondre.
I believe he's out this week.
Which one?
Yeah, Stevenson.
He didn't practice today. I don't think they've ruled him out again.
Okay.
But no, he's been fantastic. I still don't really get why they're not giving Henderson reps when Stevenson's healthy. I don't really get that, but discussion for a different day.
Is there maybe some fumbling issues?
I don't know. He hasn't fumbled. I think it's more pass protection, to be completely honest, which is probably fair. But the Bucks, on the other hand, they might be the most beat up team in the league, but yet they're still 6-2. They find ways to win. Once they get healthy, like they get Jalen McMillan back, they get Mike Evans back, maybe Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving. Like, we still don't even know what the hell is wrong with him. He didn't practice again today. So it's just like.
Wasn't it a foot and a shoulder? A combination of those?
Shoulder and ankle or something? But that's another
something
thing.
like that.
These NFL reports lately have been spotty as shit. Like Kyler Murray all of a sudden going to IR after he was practicing last week, like full go. Like
that Ethan, that just screams Arizona doesn't.
Yes,
Arizona doesn't want to mess this up.
Bucky Irving should be investigated because he should have been on IR by now if he's still not practicing.
Even Simmons, the guy from Kansas City, too, the rookie out of Ohio State, like he
had personal family.
It's a family matter, but there's never been like any discussion or like there's no comment or like anything on it. That's all that's been said.
Yeah.
But don't know if someone's betting as there is. This stuff needs to be talked about. So I think that's something they need to look at. But again, besides the point, Patriots Bucks. That's my game of the week.
Well, Ethan, but to your point, I'm going to add on that Kyler Murray thing real quick. I saw earlier today, Jonathan Gannon asked if they were going to bench Kyler Murray or continue Jacoby Brissett.
He said that yesterday.
Yesterday he goes, "What? It's a hypothetical question, and we're not going to worry about it." And then all of a sudden today, his foot is acting up, and he's on IR. Like, you couldn't trade him, so now you're just going to put him on IR and bench him. At this point, just cut him. Just cut him.
Yeah. I legitimately think that's what it was.
Yeah. They know that they don't – and also look at Trey McBride's production these last 3 games without – these last 2 games without Kyler Murray. 3 touchdowns.
As a whole. Like, Marvin Harrison's had 2 – I mean, granted, yes, it's versus Dallas. No offense, Dylan. But, yes. Like,
not taken.
Marvin's looked fantastic, and McBride, he has more touchdowns in the past 3 games than he did all season last year.
Well, even like the emergence of that number 14, I can't think of the guy's name, but I mean, he's taken a step up too.
And they don't even have a running back.
They're also doing this. I was going to say without James Conner
or Trey Benson like. I mean, what are their 5 losses by a combined 13 points? It's in something stupid. Like
that's just insane.
Twitter, there's fantasy people on Twitter calling for Gannon's job, and I'm like, it's the opposite. He has been absolutely fantastic this year.
Yeah, you don't let him.
Gannon isn't the issue.
No, Gannon's not the issue.
Far from it.
And to think their roster is still not that good. It's still getting better by the week and by the year.
Yeah. Then their defense, I mean, Walter Nolan last week, I mean, dominated that. Fantastic.
He finally got on the field.
Yeah. Like, I mean, seriously, I don't know. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but they could make a run for the wild card. Like, they're only 3-5.
Like when I was looking at the NFC West this year, like that was like the most intriguing team of like, I could see them winning 10 games. I could see them losing 10 games and being a team on the playoff. I watched a video like early in the year where like they were saying, like the guy said that he was picking them to win the NFC West. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even like I think we talked about the potential of the AFC West having, being that division that has a bunch of fighters that could potentially have 4 teams, with the Pete Carroll, but obviously that's not going to happen because Gino's reverted to factory settings. Genty isn't what he is. Brock Bowers is still a dude, but there's still a lot of holes in
now they
Vegas.
Now they don't have Jacoby Myers, and also they still don't have a defense.
Yeah, that also doesn't help either. But like Arizona, I mean, their combined 5 losses are by 13, a combined 13 points. I think that might just be a Cardinals thing, but they're that team right now that it's like nobody, and as the year goes along, they're that team that nobody's going to want to play. The only concern for me is does Jacoby Brissett kind of do what he does every year, where he's been seen serious starter minutes, where he kind of reverts back to factory settings the more he plays. And I wouldn't be shocked if maybe this Kyler, whenever he returns from the IR, he might be the starter by that time, and it might be time for Jacoby Brissett to go back to the backup.
Dylan, I'm gonna disagree, because I think honestly Jacoby sees this as an opportunity to be the guy.
He could definitely
everywhere else he was a bridge guy, and when mentally going into it you're the bridge guy, it affects your play, and I think you push more. Now that I think he truly knows and feels like he could be the guy in Arizona, because like I said, Kyler's practicing last week. He's going to be a healthy scratch, and all of a sudden he's on IR. To me, that shows Arizona believes in Jacoby Brissett, and I think he has a fair shot to be their guy. And I think they want him to be their guy.
I don't think he's going to be there very long, but yes, I think they have realized they have a better chance of putting up points with him versus Kyler. Like,
yes,
100%.
Yeah, and right now, yeah, it's 1,000% true, and I think because he was the backup there last year too, wasn't he?
He was started the year in New England last year and only played 5 games before they beat the absolute dog piss out of him, and then they threw in Drake May.
Okay, but I'm trying to think, who was Arizona's backup last year?
That I do not remember.
I can't remember, but I remember seeing videos of guys like saying that the offense might be better without Kyler Murray. But we will go over to me for my NFL game of the week. And I'm going to go with 2 teams that really their season is kind of teetering. That's up in limbo. There's plenty of opportunities of them to make something out of this season. I got Ravens Vikings. Lamar came back, played okay. 10 days off to get that hamstring healed up more. Going to Minnesota, it's going to be loud. JJ had a solid game. I know the stats. If you're just a stat watcher, it wouldn't show that, but he played really well. He played well in the big moments, having a big throw to convert a 3rd down to Naylor to end the game. They ran the ball well, and they're finally, I think, starting to get healthy. And also the Vikings pass rush was incredible all day yesterday, where they were. You could tell that. What's that?
Van Ginkel.
Yeah, Van Ginkel was back. Mm-hmm. And they were living in the backfield against a really good offensive line of the Lions. And they're going to face another solid O-line against the Ravens this week. They gotta be able to tackle Derrick Henry, keep him in the pocket. I'm curious how well Lamar's hamstring. I'm curious to see what Brian Flores is able to draw up to keep him in the pocket and not let him kill them with his legs. But I'm very excited for this the Vikings Ravens game Sunday. Also, Grant, will you be waking up early to watch the Madrid game between the Dolphins and Browns? Oh, what did Spain do to deserve that game?
Well, they gave us, was it the Spanish cold or yellow fever or some pandemic in
Spanish
1919.
flu.
So the Spanish flu. So this is their payback for that.
That's true.
Oh wait, no. Madrid's next week. Never mind.
Yeah, there is 2 games this
The
week.
Bur-
Though.
Oh, isn't it? It's the Colts and Falcons.
It's
Yes.
Colts Falcons in Berlin.
I thought there was another one
That's
too.
right.
No, it's
No.
the Berlin game.
But Dylan, to go back to what you said about the pass rush, it's going to be a completely different type of pass rush this time because those ends aren't going to be able to kind of undercut like they do and allow Lamar to get outside. So they're going to have to contain Gink, Dallas, all those guys are going to have to figure that out. Where like you have to keep him in the pocket, but at the same time, you need the interior O-line to then push the pocket back. So can they do that? I don't know. Hargrave and Allen have been very hit and miss this year. If they can,
They played well last game. They played well on Sunday.
If they can crash the corners and the interior gets it even like a little bit of push, then yes, there's a chance because Cashman, Wilson's been playing out of his mind. They're going to be able to clean up Lamar and get him to the ground, hopefully, and that's what's going to change the game. But even then, we haven't even mentioned Derrick Henry. So, like, can you stop Derrick Henry? Because the run game's been our biggest thing all year, which opens up everything else for the offense.
You know, and Ethan, to your point, this is the week where sometimes Grenard he can get a little aggressive and really want to turn that corner. Well, when you're playing Lamar, once you get to the quarterback level, you have to peel back inside.
Mm-hmm.
And keep him in that pocket and keep him in the well. And if Brian Flores wants some teach tape, anytime the New England Patriots played Kansas City or what Buffalo did last week, they never rushed upfield and rushed without integrity and kept Mahomes in the pocket. And if you don't do that against Lamar, this game's over. He's going for 120 and a rushing touchdown, and it's over. I do feel to win this game, got to keep Lamar under 90 yards rushing. I think that's the number. If he's under 90, the Vikings have a great chance to win. If he's 91 and over, I think the Ravens pull the win off.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Grant, we'll go kick it over to you. What is your NFL game of the week?
So I got 2 to choose from in my notes here because Patriots Bucks was taken, but I'm going to go rematch from a Thursday night game earlier this year. It's second time the Rams and 49ers are playing to battle
choice.
To stay atop with Seattle in the NFC West. And 2 teams that don't like each other, 2 teams that know each other extremely well. And this is a game where you could almost have analysis by paralysis by analysis because, since McVay and Shanahan both got hired before the 2017 season, you've played each other twice a year, every year, some years 3 times. They know everything they do. And this is a game where I think one of these two head coaches or people on their staff can get too cute, and that'll cost you this game. And if you're the Rams, if you lose this game, that means you have 3 losses this year to the 49ers twice and Philadelphia, and I don't think they've played Seattle yet. Then we're going to have this discussion about the Rams. Can we trust them? Or is this moment too big for this team right now? And can they go on the road and get a win at a tough place to play in Santa Clara?
Where they haven't played well historically.
No, where they haven't played well. I mean, for the most part, also Kyle Shanahan has owned Sean McVay. So can they get off a schneid and kind of feel like a juggernaut that Big Cat has them in his rankings this week? So I want to find out because even with all the injuries and everything that the 49ers have going on for them, I still trust Robert Saleh to go out there and have an awesome defensive game plan. And it's going to be fun to see how the Rams can counteract that. But that Rams offense is looking better and better each week. Puka's getting healthy. Devonta Adams and Stafford have their thing going for them. Kyron Williams is playing well. This is going to be a great game. So I'm excited for Sunday at 3:25. Fox wants to call this America's Game of the Week. They got it right this week because it's going to be an awesome one.
Well, I think it's fair to say that this is the best football that Matt Stafford has played in his career right now. The way he is out there slinging the ball around.
And he's so efficient. And he's so accurate. Like that touchdown pass to Puka this last weekend was stupid.
The one on the right pylon.
Yes.
Yeah, insane.
I mean, he's
You know
37 years old and he's completing that. That's just insane.
What also is going to be stupid is going to be all of our Beth Mowens game of the weeks here. So Grant, we'll stay with you. Which game do you got?
So I actually have a Beth Mullins game of the week that is at 11 a.m. on a Saturday. So it's
On
perfect because that would
ESPN2?
be. No, it's not. It's on TNT. Yes, you heard that
Oh.
right. We're not talking NBA. We're talking Colorado and West Virginia.
I didn't realize that was
Oh.
on TNT. That was on my list.
Yeah, no, I saw it on ESPN when I was going through my games, because the app has all the TV station that all these games are on, and I was just like, this is just perfect. A Colorado
That
team that is
YouTube
down.
TV subscribers can watch too, by the way.
Yes, so us YouTube TV fans can actually watch this game.
They got to get a deal done eventually.
I think after another Monday night debacle, especially this week, if it's Packers Eagles and they flop, they'll get something done.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to.
But yeah, Colorado, West Virginia, 11 a.m. I mean, Colorado was bad this year. West Virginia's bad too. Two teams that nobody really cares about, and it's perfect that this game is on TNT because it might score like a 0.05 on the Nielsen ratings.
That is true. Yeah, I can't believe you're going to be slandering Dion that way.
I didn't say anything about Dion. I threw the whole Colorado team under the bus. But you mentioned Dion. He's got to figure it out, Dylan, because this Colorado team is bad, and they're all his players. And this is why you can't build a team just through the transfer portal. You have to still get high school recruits and build from within, which unfortunately for him and his staff hasn't been able to do.
And actually go out on the road and recruit, because it sounds like most of them they don't have much interest in leaving Boulder and doing all the work necessary to run a successful program. So my other two Beth Mowens game of the week is I'm going to go down to the FCS here.
Oh God!
And it is going to be 0-9 Murray State versus 2-7 Northern Iowa. Murray State has not won a Missouri Valley football game since the year 2023. I don't remember the last time they won a game. I don't know if they don't beat Northern Iowa. I don't think they win. Well, I don't know if they win a game the rest of the year. Because they have UND next week and Indiana State the week after, who just beat South Dakota State. So they are well on their way to going 0-12. UNI only has 2 wins on the year. Not very good teams. They're rebuilding, but a game that I don't think anybody wants to watch. And if you have YouTube TV, you're in luck because you won't have to watch that game.
Is it on ESPN Plus?
It is on ESPN Plus, yes.
Well, then YouTube TV doesn't carry ESPN Plus, so they're good regardless.
Oh shoot, yeah. Well, if you've canceled your ESPN subscription because the app sucks, then you lucked out because then you won't have to watch it. But Ethan, what game do you got for your Beth Mowens game of the week?
I'm going out to the East Coast, and my God, Beth Mowens might actually call this game. Rutgers and Maryland.
Oh.
Nope, they won't because it's not on ESPN.
Oh, that's right. Thank God. But those poor bastards have to listen to her. Just Maryland stinks. Rutgers can score points. They can't stop a nosebleed. It's not going to be good. My other option was Nebraska, UCLA. The Patrick Mahomes Nebraska Huskers go on the road to UCLA. Can't imagine that's going to go well either. That should be a pretty low scoring game.
Yeah, would
we be surprised if UCLA won by 14?
No. They had a bye week, a week to prepare. So they've been better since they fired Foster. So you can't quite rule anything out.
I will say this. Matt Rule, let's call a spade a spade. I think he's an overrated head coach. Yeah, he's brought programs back from the dead, but he can't win a ranked game. But nobody in America wins a press conference and has the PR team that Matt Rule does. It's unbelievable.
Grant, do you know the last time Nebraska won a game against a ranked opponent?
Wasn't it in like 2015?
They were like 0-30.
It was 2016. Do you know who also has a win against a ranked opponent that year?
Shared it. It was NDSU against Iowa.
Yes, correct. When they beat Iowa. Fun fact. That was the so NDSU and Nebraska have as many ranked wins as in the past 10 seasons. And one team isn't in the FBS yet, or probably ever. We don't have to discuss that. But Ethan, we'll stay with you. What is your Week 11 game of the week?
This one's all close to home for all of us. Oregon, Iowa. I know Oregon fans feel very confident in this game. They see Iowa. They don't really have much of a quarterback. We have seen in person much better teams go into Kinnick and get their ass kicked. Let's just call it what it is. I don't think Oregon really knows what they're going into. And no, it's not. It's not Kinnick at night. They're the big noon kickoff. But regardless,
Nope.
Ethan, it's tricky.
They are
Fox
1:30
Fox
CBS.
Big Noon is going to be there, but it's the same time slot as Minnesota, Iowa.
So they're the 2:30 kick.
2:30.
Yes.
Okay. So the second half will be in the dark.
Yes.
And weird things happen in Kinnick Stadium when it gets dark. We all
when
know
the lights turn on.
Something happens.
2021 Penn State, Iowa. That's the one that comes to my mind.
Michigan.
No, Dylan, there's a different one.
We don't got to talk about it.
There's a Michigan one.
It's the Phantom face mask call, Dylan.
Yep.
Why is Skip Bayless catching strays in here? I put the guy in my Missouri Valley tier rankings, and all of a sudden Skip Bayless is catching strays.
Heck, Minnesota in 2019. That's another there's some weird
Ethan,
stadium.
Ethan, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'd say that 21 game is a better example than that 19 game.
Yes, 100%.
The game we were at.
Yes, but still, there's always something weird and fluky going on. Dante Moore, no offense, you might have played in some. He's never played in something like this. I don't know. I think Iowa wins it. I really do. I don't think Iowa's a great team, but they play defense. They're going to make Dante Moore run for his life. And Oregon's going to have to stop the run game. If they don't stop the run game, it's going to be a long night. And I don't think Oregon fans are ready for that.
Oregon's offense this year has not been good. To only score 21 at home to Wisconsin, that's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13 at home to Indiana. So you're right, Ethan. It's one of them where they don't know what they're getting themselves into. Like Urban Meyer in Ohio State in 17, they didn't know what they were getting into.
No, trust me, I was there.
And you were there. And then Iowa coming off a bye. You look at their schedule and where they're ranked in this first college football playoff ranking. There's a 5% chance this happens, but if they win their next two games, they should beat Michigan State and USC. Oh my God, they're somehow sitting pretty to backdoor their way in.
They're in the playoff at that point.
They're in the playoff if they win these next four games, and all they have to do is win the next two.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought?
Uh-huh.
But yet the AP poll still doesn't rank them. Just ridiculous.
The AP poll is a joke.
It's so bad.
They should just let us have votes. I feel like there isn't many people that know ball better than we do. I mean, we are three guys and we talk ball every week. I feel like we know ball just as good as any of these these AP writers who probably don't even like football.
Yeah.
No, there's not a chance. Not a chance in hell they like football.
Like losers like Dan Woken. How does this guy have a vote who doesn't even think college football should be played because of global warming right now? I'm going off on another tangent, but Grant, I'm going to call it audible here because I know you don't have my game of the week, so I'm going to let you go. What is your week 11 game of the week for college football?
I know I don't have Dylan's. Now I want to find out what game it is and what Missouri Valley game is going on.
Right.
You know what? I think I know, but I'm not going to spoil it for Dylan because I want to see if I'm right. I got 2 to choose from. I'm going where game day is at. BYU, Texas Tech. Because, guys, there's a very good possibility we're looking at this game as a rematch in 2 weeks, or excuse me, about 4 or 5 weeks for a Big 12 championship game. But Texas Tech, with the loss earlier in the year, they need this now more than ever. And BYU's undefeated, and they're the team that everyone's kind of forgotten about. But if I'm a playoff team, and hypothetically speaking, if I have to travel out to the altitude, to the mountains in Provo in December, I don't want to play that team.
No.
And you know what? There's going to be a team in the Southeastern Conference that gets into this thing that's going to have to go out there, and they don't know what's coming their way.
Ole Miss.
Oh, exactly. And you know what? They will lose that football. They will lose that football game.
Suck it, Alec.
Suck it, Alec, and suck it, Ashley. But this huge Big 12 implications, for this week, for this game in Lubbock. Like I said, BYU's undefeated. Texas Tech, they kind of came down to earth a little bit. Winner has the driver's seat to get to Dallas for the Big 12 championship game. And like I said, I think this is going to rematch. I think it's going to be a great game. The tortillas are going to be flying like crazy, or unless that's a 15-yard penalty. And also, I'm picking this game and I'm excited because we're finally getting away from the SEC bias that is College Game Day, and we're actually going to one of the better games of the week.
Yeah.
It would have been fun to see Game Day at Iowa versus Oregon, but unfortunately, with the TV networks and the way they play it out, that's not going to happen. The only time they're going to go somewhere not on a ESPN game is going to be the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So you're welcome, Dylan, for your team playing in the game every year. But yeah, BYU, Texas Tech, 2 teams that really need it. Texas Tech can't afford a loss. BYU looks to be humming. I think this is going to be a great game.
Mm-hmm. It
will
Lubbock,
be.
Right?
Yes.
It's in Lubbock, yes.
A 10 a.m. local time kick for BYU. I also will have to add
Plenty
there,
of
so
time
we'll
for
see
the
if that.
Mormons to get after it.
Well, they don't. Their version of getting after it is a lot different than normal people's getting after it.
Yeah, like lots of apple juice in the morning.
Yes.
And-
that's kind of what we would have too. But
Yeah, obviously.
And they're in bed by 9.
Yep.
in bed by 9, yes.
In bed by 9, and they're up at 6:30 the next morning doing yard work.
Correct. But my game of the week is, Grant, you are right. This is a Missouri Valley game of the week here. It's state championship week in North Dakota, guys. It's NDSU versus UND up in
Called
Grand
it.
Forks. And what's at stake for NDSU in this game is a couple things. NDSU wins, they clinched the Missouri Valley Conference with a week to go. So they play Northern Iowa next week. That game, in theory, doesn't matter because they have already clinched the title for the Missouri Valley Conference, because then the final week of the regular season, they play a non-conference game against St. Thomas. Also, what is at stake? NDSU is looking for their first sweep of the Dakota schools since the year. And either of you guys got it? Know it?
2022.
Nope.
I'm going to go way back. How about 2002?
Nope, not 2002, not that far back. 2019.
Oh.
The next closest year would have been 2015, but NDSU lost to South Dakota. That was the day Carson Wentz broke his wrist.
I was in the dome. I remember that.
Yep. That was a rough day for Dylan. NDSU lost to South Dakota, and that was the trouble
Michigan
with the
State on
snap
the muff
game.
punt.
Yeah. Yep. So NDSU coming off their closest game of the season. They won 38-30 over Youngstown State. And then UND coming off a road loss to Vermilion, a place that they have not won in the Division I era. They have yet to find a win in Vermilion.
Dakota Dome.
Fun fact for you guys. Nope.
Fun. Ethan, like I was actually talking to Dylan about this over the weekend, but when we were in high school, every summer, Mankato West goes to a university for a 3-day football camp.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd always end up going to a school in South Dakota. Well, my sophomore year summer, we went to the University of South Dakota. Absolute hole.
Yeah.
I thought it was a shitty campus. The Dakota Dome sucks. So no wonder why people have a hard time winning there, because you got to bring your own energy, and it just is not a place that would get you excited to play a football game.
No.
Yep. And also a tough place to play is the Alaris Center. NDSU is 1-3 in that building. Their only win coming in 2021 when they won 16-10 in what was a very much a rock fight, fist fight type of game. NDSU was able to NDSU trailed at half 7-6, took the lead, and they ended up getting a late touchdown with about a minute and a half to go to make it a 2-score game. UND got a field goal, didn't get the onside kick. NDSU ran the clock out. And then the 23 was an absolute ass kicking by UND. That game was doomed from the start when UND returned the kickoff for a touchdown. And it was just not a fun day. It felt like it was like there were media members were writing that the NDSU dynasty is dead. At the time, it kind of felt like it might have been losing and absolutely getting blown off the field, where it felt like the team quit. It was like, man, this is it was a fun run, but it's not over. But NDSU bounced back, had a great end of the season. UND after that kind of just went on a downward trajectory. The next week they got shut out by Northern Iowa, and they made the playoffs and lost in the first round. And then after that, the last year they didn't do very well, and it was bringing a new head coach and Eric Schmidt, a former player, won a national title for the Sioux back in 2001. But not worried about that. Our focus is on the 2025 version of this game. The big thing is I want to see the defense get off to a fast start like they did 2 weeks ago at South Dakota State. Try and get the crowd taken out of it. The big thing for that is they got to win on first and second down. Put Kaminsky in obvious passing situations. He's had a couple of moments where he has been careless with the football. And then offensively, they got to be able to handle the noise. I think when they were up there in 21, they didn't handle the noise very well. It was loud. They had a lot of false starts, some delay of games. They got to avoid those type of situations. The stupid mental errors that have cost them at times. It's going to be a tough environment. It's going to be loud. UND, this is almost a must win for them because of losing to Kansas State and Montana, and then laying an egg in Vermilion last week, and still having South Dakota State on their schedule. It's they got to beat NDSU or South Dakota State, or it's going to be very, very tough for them to get into the playoffs. I think the other thing is NDSU's got to get more consistency out of the run game, like the way they did early in the game against South Dakota State, where Pennu and DJ Scott were gashing the Jackrabbits for 6 and 7 yards a pop. They got to be able to do that, especially because that's going to open up Cole Payton's leg games, if they're able to make UND respect the running back run game. And the big thing, and this could potentially be the difference, is they've got to take advantage of the poor special teams plays that UND has had through this year. They don't have a lot of faith in their kicker, so if they're able to make it where it's where they've got to think about it, where it's a tough situation and they end up having to go with it, because it's almost where if you stop them on third down, you might stop them from scoring points in general. Because if they have to go for it on fourth down, they don't get it because they don't trust their kicker. That's a win for the defense. And then also back-to-back weeks, UND has had a punt blocked. So see if they're able to exploit something there, maybe get a big return. They had a kick return for a touchdown last week, which was an absolutely incredible play. Grant, I showed you, Ethan. I don't know if you saw it at all, but it reminded me a bit of, do you remember Bruce Anderson's one he had against Northern Iowa in the playoff game where he like spun around? It felt like they had him and then he just spun out of it and scored.
Yeah.
It was very similar to that. I'll send it to you. But in the end, I think NDSU, I think this might start off as a fist fight. And then I think at the end, as NDSU makes adjustments, NDSU has been really good this year on defense of getting home to the quarterback with 4 guys and dropping 7 where they're not able to find guys. So if they're able to do that consistently, I think it's going to be a tough day for UND's offense. And I think NDSU, I don't know if it's going to be like what they did in Brookings. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. But I still think NDSU finds a way and pulls away. I think UND is going to be able to move the ball early, but I think they might struggle to come away with some points. But I have NDSU winning this one 38-16. So, all right. Well, and that's what I'm predicting here. So, I will. It is curveball of the week, and I have it here. So my curveball of the week is: what is a habit that you guys have noticed that you have picked up that you got to find a way to stop?
I'll say acting like I'm listening, but half the time I'm like looking at my phone or like thinking of something else.
That's a good one.
No, that's fair. That's a good one. Habit. Even just for me, I'd say it's almost like I almost feel like I need to start like actually writing notes and taking notes down, because I say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then I totally forget about it. And someone asked me if I did that. And I'm like, oh, nope, I forgot again. So just,
yeah, I've done that.
Stop being so goddamn forgetful.
It happens. Mine, I don't know how it started, but now it's in my head and I just keep doing it. But there's times where I go to the bathroom and I forget to zip my fly up. And I don't notice it till later.
That's a bad one.
Big one.
I have no idea how it started or why it's happening, but there'll be times where it's like I'll go and then I'll look down. It's like, how long has that been down? Like, was I conversing with somebody important and my fly was just hanging down? Like
every picture Dylan took on Saturday, his fly is down.
Oh no, I double checked that day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So no, I am I think I'm okay there for the pictures. We didn't have that. I wasn't part of too many of them. So I think I'm in the clear on that, but yeah, for whatever reason I have to for whatever reason I just forget to zip my fly. Yeah.
Zipping your fly up.
Uh-huh. But that wraps up this week's episode of the Three Guys Talking About podcast. We'll be back next week to recap and preview the weekend, the week that happened and the week that's going to be happening here. And next week, with it being Dakota Bowl week, we're going to ask some Minnesotans to predict some state championships for North Dakota. So thank you guys again to everybody who has tuned in. Make sure you subscribe. And we will talk to you next week.